So how long have you been doing this for?
About 11 years, but especially in the last 2, I've done 3,000.
That is amazing. Have you learned anything from them?
Oh, I've learned so much. I mean, from doing these interviews, I've learned that hate and judgment are addictions for a lot of people. I've learned that our childhoods play a gigantic role in our adult lives. I've learned that I think what's missing more than anything in our lives is courage, integrity, which requires courage. There's so many things I've learned. And I continue to learn every day, every week. I do these. And I love learning, so I just keep doing these. So, Angel, where did you grow up?
So I'm from Ventura County.
North of LA?
Yeah, just a little bit. It's absolutely beautiful. The beach, mountains, the scenery is breathtaking. I could take you to the most beautiful places that would change your life, like spiritually, and you would not expect it. The thing is that with the beauty, there's a lot of pain and darkness. And I'm from a little part of Ventura County called Santa Paula. And back then there was not one Black family that lived there. It was crazy. I hadn't even seen a Black person before until I was like maybe 6. That whole childhood up until I was about 9, I know for a fact shaped me to be the person that I am today. And that was the start of it. The way my Thea explains it is that I wasn't given the right tools. You know, my mom, I don't even call her mom, that's Heidi. My father, I call him the sperm donor. He doesn't even get his first name. I'm the oldest of 9 children from different parents, different families, different even races. And I was the one that paved the way for everybody else. I can tell you a million things. I think that the biggest thing is that today I love my life, but it wasn't always like that. Going from my mother, watching her go through her sex addiction and alcoholism after being abused by my sperm donor, you know, our whole childhood, I watched her get beat so badly and I couldn't save her. I couldn't even save myself, couldn't save my brothers. I watched him roll my baby sister, who wasn't his, off the bed, and she was only 2 months old. My whole entire life has just been a huge wreck, and at the same time, it has been so beautiful. I like to see the glass is half full as best I can, but I am bipolar depressant, and it doesn't help that everything just goes to shit every day. It doesn't matter how hard I try, anything like that. At 13, I lost my virginity only because my mother told me it was okay. She lost her virginity at 13 and I wanted to be like her so bad. I thought she was superwoman. Watching her come out of that relationship, get divorced and get her life together, or so I thought was together, that really made me like glorify a certain lifestyle. Without a father, without a mother, really, I just had like a road dog. My whole life, that was just my road dog, and I was always her wing woman. I lost my virginity to a 19-year-old guy I did not know. I met him for 5 minutes, and that was it. I said, fuck it. From that moment on, I have always chased that feeling that I thought I was getting. And that feeling was, this person wants me. This person adores me. This person loves me in some kind of way, shape or form. They want me. And that right there, it was a freeing type feeling. It made me feel acceptable even, and that's really sad. My addictions are so sporadic, it's ridiculous. I have a sex addiction really badly, which I am grateful that I'm married to a woman who totally understands me, my best friend. I've struggled with my drug addiction because it made me feel like Superwoman. It numbed all of my pain, or at least helped me cope with it in a sense. When I'm high, I don't cry as easily. I'm able to brush it off. You could say whatever you want. You could beat me. You could rape me. You could steal from me. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to give you the shirt off my back. And I'm okay with that. I chased this really disgusting dream that if I made sure that I gave you everything that I had and I made you love me, it would help me. But it never helped. That's why when I got pregnant with my first child, my first of 3, I was 15 and I was kicked out for stealing my mom's van, thinking I was cool. She kicked me out and I went up there and I got pregnant by this guy. I did not even know his real name. He called himself Michi. That's a nickname. I still don't know where that man is. He never came to see my son. My son's name is Jeremiah Ari, and that is appointed Lion of God. He saved my life. He is the light that I look for, but unfortunately I didn't give him the tools either. I didn't know what tools to give. I wasn't handed them in the first place. After that, I met my second baby's father, who I fell madly in love with. Had 2 children with him. Slowly got back into this really sick, twisted insanity hamster wheel that I couldn't get off. Drugs, that was the first thing I started, was with him. I felt so liberated, free, able to be who I thought I was, strong, confident, and I wasn't. But with him, I felt loved. My daughter, Lily Nicole, beautiful little girl, and Nathaniel James, my little boy, they all watched me get abused by this man, abused badly, cheated on, raped even if I didn't want to. He beat me so badly, I woke up in an ambulance with a neck brace, black eye, busted rib, and concussion. And I didn't even remember how it happened. And when I was told and I saw the videos, I saw the ugliness of the man that I thought I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. 3 days later, I get picked up for a warrant for my own arrest as a witness to my own beating. I was not served any paperwork. I wasn't told I had to go to court. I didn't know. They took me to jail my first time and they took my babies. They took Jeremiah and Lily, and I never got my daughter back. There's so much in between 3 years of battling my addiction, trying to stay clean, going to NA meetings, trying to reunify with my kids and trying to reconnect with my family, who looked at me as a monster. What mother leaves their kids for all the stuff that I had to do? I thought I was doing well for them. I wasn't. I put them in danger, real danger. Today, I have not seen my daughter since 2016. I don't know what she looks like, what her favorite color is. The judge told me, do not take this wrong. You did everything you were supposed to do. That's why we're letting you keep your boys, my oldest and my baby. But we cannot spend any more time trying to reunify with your daughter. And the family that has her now is going to adopt her. And it was going to be a closed adoption, so I couldn't reopen the case to fight for her again. That day, I felt a piece of me crack. A month later, I literally died in that parking lot when I said goodbye to my daughter. For what I thought was the last time, I relapsed that same day, and 2 weeks later, I get a call from the foster family, and they invited me to our softball game. And I think it was a test, and I failed terribly. I was so high out of my mind. That really was, thank you, that really was the last time I saw her. She looked so amazing at her softball game. She won second place in all of our county. And she cried. She cried because she lost. And I told her, I said, do you know how many girls you beat to get here, baby? You are amazing. And she looked at me and she told me that she loved me, and I don't think she believed me when I told her I loved her back. She really, I could see it in her eyes, she really believed that I loved my boys more than her. I wish today she could see how much that tore me apart. My only baby girl, the most beautiful little thing in the world, I promise you. She had dimples and this cute little curly hair, and she had this laugh that was so infectious. I lost my mind so bad that my baby's dad came and picked up my boys on a Friday, and he was shaking me awake on a Sunday, and I was in the same clothes in a dark room in the corner, and I don't remember anything. I wasn't getting high that weekend. I didn't have the money for it. I don't know what happened. I just know that that broke so much. I couldn't even put word on what it was that broke. It was just my spirit, maybe, my soul. After that, I didn't give a fuck about life. I wanted everybody to feel the pain that I felt. I took it out on Ventura County terribly, and I regret it today, but at the time, I needed everybody to feel the pain that I felt. And nothing I did made it feel better. No matter how many cars I stole, no matter how many houses I broke into, no matter how many stores I stole from or stole things to give to the poor or steal from the Connect to give to everybody else. It didn't matter if I beat the girl up that was jacking her mom or anything, good or bad. Nothing made me feel better. I just knew that I fucked up so badly, and there was nothing I could do to fix it. I made it worse and worse and worse. And when I went to jail, it was like a breath of fresh air. I could finally sleep. I was safe in a box, but I was safe. I wasn't worried about getting raped by some guy walking by me. I wasn't afraid of anything. I just felt okay. Going to prison was probably the best thing that ever happened to me, and I could never, ever, ever, ever regret that. And that's fucked up to say, but 2.5 years of my life, I shaped myself. I love who I am today, although I did some really, really terrible things. I took girls and I put them on the street because I couldn't put myself there to make that money. I did some really fucked up things to people I loved because I felt like they deserved it. Revenge, maybe. I still think today that I would have my daughter if it wasn't for my mom sending her back to foster care. We fought so hard for her to get placed. Her and my son, while I was pregnant with Nathaniel, we fought hard and hard and hard. And just because we got into a small argument, she sent my daughter back to foster care the very next day and didn't even tell me or tell her a heads up, but kept my son. That could have changed everything. Although it is my fault that she got took. There's nothing I could do about that. I shouldn't have been in that position. I should have left the first time he hit me. I should have left the first time the cops came. Anything. I did nothing. I stuck and fought and everything, thinking I was doing the right thing by sticking by my man, my soon-to-be husband. I fought so hard for a dream that did not exist, and I lost her. But my mother, that very selfish old woman, she sent my daughter back just to pin me in the heart. Kept my son to prove a point. We still fight about that today. We actually just argued about that yesterday. And that to me, it is what it is. That's how I feel now, is that if you don't fight to be in my circle, why am I gonna fight to keep you anymore? I want people who want me there, but everybody has a job. I fight for my position. I work really hard to support my wife who has a broken back, can't really do much herself. I have my 13-year-old, and that's the only one I have right now, because that same man that didn't even fight for the kids in the first place, as soon as they gave me back my kids, he went behind my back and got full custody of my baby, saying that I was out of my mind and I couldn't take care of him. Took him to South Carolina, and I haven't seen him since before I went to prison. I went to prison in 2018. I've only talked to him maybe in two hands. He turned 7 this year, and I didn't even get to talk to him for his birthday. The thing that keeps me going right now, as badly as I want to throw the towel in, I'm exhausted. I'm hungry for some kind of sanity, some kind of peace, even for a moment. A moment of peace would be so wonderful. Not a sound in the world, not a song, not a breath, not a heartbeat, not a car, not the wind, and nothing, just a pause. I die for that inside. But I never give up because my boy needs me. My little boy needs me. If my daughter ever looked for me, I would want the story to be told that she never gave up. And if I were to die, I would hate for the story to be told to them is that they weren't enough to keep me going. It's stupid to say it like this, but I could never live with myself if I knew that was the story to be told to them, if I had offed myself just because it would be the easy way out. I could never, ever do that. Ever. And I thank God for that last little glimmer of wanting life. I do that because they need me. In some way, shape, or form, I brought them into this world to do something beautiful, and I know this for fact. I know this for fact. God didn't have to give them to me. They didn't have to choose me to be their mother. They didn't choose to be born into this life either. But I know that there's nobody else that could have done the job better than me, regardless of who I thought I was. I thought I was evil. I thought I was dark. I didn't deserve anything good at all. I didn't. I was really, really cold and mean to those who loved me. I beat the girls that I put on the streets. I beat them. I packed a bolt and told them, get your ass out there. We gotta pay for this room that I didn't even stay in. Work all day long to get into a room just to be out all night. I was like a storage. Those women are going through their own battles, and they chose their life, but I did not help either. That's what I try to do today. I come here and I see these girls and everybody on Skid Row, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I have a really soft spot for them. I used to be there. We called it Perkins, and it's Ventura County, Skid Row. They closed down this entire, and it's huge, this entire private property because there were so many of us, ex-cons, people on the run, murderers, drug dealers, everything. We were all like the band of thieves. Everybody there, the police couldn't fuck with us. We were safe. We walked around from tent to tent with a bong, like a freaking pookie bong. And it was okay. It was normal. That was the life I thought I was supposed to be. I come here, it breaks my heart because I used to love going home. I used to love it. That was freedom to me at the time. All of these people are put themselves in their own personal jail. Their own jail that they have made for themselves, a place of hell, basically a setting that they think that they deserve or they're stuck in, but nobody's stuck there. Everybody has a choice, not about what happens to them, but how they proceed. I can't control everything, but I can control what I do, and I will push myself all the way to the limit and then let whoever or whatever, whatever you believe in, I let them make it so if it's supposed to be. I don't ever want to be the person out there with no socks and no shoes or a sock. But my ass is out and I'm dirty and my hair's matted. I don't want to be that person that's talking to themselves. I don't want to be that person that's cutting themselves. I don't want to be that person that's sucking dick for a bowl. And I don't talk bad about them at all. That's what they need at that moment. That's what they feel they can do. I can't. There's a million things I could do better. I am a female MacGyver. I can do anything and everything. I can fix your car. I can teach you how to use the computer. I can do computer filing and everything like that. I play instruments. I do sign language. I've worked in the legal system. I've been in the legal system. I've been an advocate. I've worked in the food industry. I have a food handlers. Right now, I just enrolled to go to school. For the first time, go to college. And that I could have never dreamed of. I could have never. And I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do it, because from a car that's literally clinking, clinking just to get to the gas station, with my wife driving it and taking herself to jail for 8 days. I lost my mind. She just got out 2 days ago. She did those 8 days, and that same day, my mom took my son again. Took my son and my dog. She went to jail and I lost all 3 of them, and I cried so hysterically that my neighbors came and knocked on the door to make sure I wasn't killing anybody or killing myself. It was so terrible. I was banging the walls. I was hitting myself. I was breaking shit. I did not pick up though. I didn't even touch weed. Barely smoked a cigarette. I didn't eat. Didn't drink water. I didn't sleep other than that one night. For those 8 days, it was the hardest time of my life. It was also the last 8 days that I was allowed to be in this apartment that I've been squatting in for 6 months with my family. As of yesterday, I'm officially homeless again. I was always homeless, but I had this make-believe fantasy that we built, and it was comfortable and it was nice. And it would be nice if I really had those things. I really wish I could have a bed and walk to the kitchen and make breakfast for my son and send my wife off to work. Like, those are normal things that I think that everybody should enjoy at least once in their life. I'm in this disgusting car and I recycle every night. I have man hands. I feel like I have this forever stain on my nails that's just like surrounding them. And it's only been in the last 3 months that I've collected this, and they won't come off no matter how hard I scrub. This is why I don't even really try to get cute, quote unquote, because what's the point? I know I'm gonna get into a dumpster later. I gotta make the gas money, you know? We need gas, we need food, we need water. Should be free, I'm just saying. To steal just to live, to shower, to have clean underwear on, those are little things to some people. They're huge to me, huge. I can't tell you enough how many days I went without food, but I made sure that my son had something at least. My son has never slept outside with me. He's never slept in the car with me. I always made sure he had a roof over his head, even if I didn't. If I had to stay in a playground or the train tracks or the Connect's house, because that was my boyfriend at the time and he took care of me. The stories I have, and I know I've been all over the place, and it's just, there's so much there's no time in the world in a lifetime to be able to like express the stories and the emotion behind them and how I've even survived this far. I shouldn't even be alive today. I shouldn't even be out of prison right now. I shouldn't. I'm grateful. So grateful that I get to see the beach and I get to see my son smile. I can hear my wife's laughter, who just did 10 years in prison. God put me there to meet her. God put me there to find myself. God put me there to appreciate, really truly appreciate my kids. It's a little too late to make up for lost time, to try to heal any wounds or crazy glue them together somehow, scotch tape, however. There's nothing that could be done. I can only push forward and make sure that something that I picked up, I can give away to somebody, anybody that would take it. I freely give it. We don't have to be stuck. We don't have to. Hell, I've seen people smoking dope and still live a regular life. Like regular, not stealing or beating people, hurting themselves. whether it be emotionally or physically. I've seen people functioning addicts. It's just a coping mechanism of their own that they've been able to shape perfectly for their life. I can't do that. I can't. For some reason, I can't find that key. I call it the easy button. Can't. I once had it, and I don't have it anymore. And I'm okay with that. I don't need that. I'm currently fighting a case for something I legitimately didn't do for the first time in my life. I didn't do anything. And I'm out on bail. My wife's on parole and now summary probation. We both don't have licenses, but we still drive because it's the only way we can make a living. That car's not even in my name. I have the insurance at least in my name. It's the one responsible thing I did. Every day I do something illegal. I make that choice. I try to pick the lesser of the evils as far as my options go. But whether it's stealing food to eat or literally the toothbrushes from this morning that I had to get, to gas money from people's cars. You know how many people leave their cars unlocked? I only take that little bit of change that you leave right there in the middle console. If your door's unlocked, I don't break your car. I don't do anything. I take that change and I go just for our gas, just to go back and forth to do blood donations. I donate plasma twice a week. I hate needles. It hurts so badly. I'm exhausted. I feel like it takes like another piece of me. I know I'm saving somebody at the end of it, and I'm helping my family. But $30 for 4 hours of exhaustion and 12 hours of preparation for it, it's not really worth it to me, but it is. Because when I get out and I have that $30 and I can buy that one pack of cigarette, we try to make stretch as far as we can so that way I don't do anything else. And the gas money just to get back to Ventura to my son. Those are things that I live for. I didn't even think I would do this far, but the most responsible, irresponsible person that you could ever know. And as fucked up as my life has been and as fucked up as I have been, it has humbled me. It is the worst tasting pie ever. Nobody should ever feel anything near what I've felt. Ever. Ever. There's a million of us out there. Different colors, different shapes, different sizes and ages. Different sexes. Everybody's felt it. They don't talk about it. Everybody should open up. I would feel so much better if somebody told me that they got molested by their father and he left and never came back that day. And literally never came back. I would feel better about that. Just because I didn't feel alone. I hated that you had to go through that. I hated that I went through it, but damn, I'm not alone. This world is fucked up and scary and dark. People are so fucking mean. They are, and they don't realize it. A simple good morning, or not even anything, just a smile, that changes my day. Smiles are contagious, so why not give it freely? I say good morning as best I can, even if it's in Spanish and I barely speak anything, which is embarrassing, but I do my best. I really hope that I helped you in some way, in some kind of way. I didn't even touch on everything, and that's okay. Like I said, there's not enough time, but I know that this helped me. It really did. I feel so light right now. I feel a sense of calm in some way, and I felt it since I saw the sheriff change the locks on that door, and all my shit is still in that apartment. I have 18 days to get it, and I'm not even scared. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been here before, or because maybe I finally can breathe because I know this struggle better than I knew work and paying rent on time. That life scares me. I'm afraid to fuck up. If I'm already at the bottom, there's no more room to fuck up, you know? I think that right there is why I feel so good and my wife is freaking out. She's never been homeless before. She's never been homeless. She was the gang big my. like super bad. She's always had everything, whether she stole or sold drugs for it, beat people for it. It didn't matter. She always had it. Fly J's, fly 501s, sexy haircut. My wife is sexy as fuck. 5'2", but sexy. She's always had it. She doesn't. She's been wearing the same clothes since yesterday. She's tired and she's stressed out. And I'm calm. That's so sad. I have to be her strength right now. I have to get us out of this because she deserves better. She deserves to never sleep in that dumbass Magnum of ours right here on this block, actually right around the corner. She deserves better than that. She deserves it. She deserves to be in a bed so her back can actually heal right before she goes into surgery again. Again, I appreciate this. I really do. Because it's things like this that help people heal and move on, even if they don't forgive themselves. It helps us move forward and try to find some kind of glimmer of hope, because we need that. And earlier you said things that we're lacking as humans. It's, yes, there's integrity, but it's just self. And it's a really simple word, but there's so much meaning behind it. There's self-love, there's self-confidence, there's self-understanding, self-forgiveness. That's my biggest struggle. That's my biggest one, but self.
Forgiveness is a big one.
Huge, huge, because you could say you don't care. I don't give a fuck that I called my mom a bitch. I don't. There's a little girl inside me that still calls her mommy and still sees her as that beautiful human being that took care of 4 of us on her own. I love that woman. She cared for my son while I was in prison. I could have lost him, even though she took him from me for no reason at all. I still love her, but I hate her. And I don't know if it's because I feel like she didn't give me a chance. She knew that that chance wasn't given to her too. Or it's because I seen that she didn't have the right tools and I didn't use them to my own advantage. People make their choices. I've seen people out of the ghetto, gang families, be doctors. That's fucking amazing. I've seen people that were born into rich families go out there and do some of the darkest things. We choose our paths. It doesn't really matter our upbringing. It doesn't matter what we're born into. Technically, it doesn't. That's just to be the starter. Everybody gets started on their game board on their own place. It could be all the way at the end. Shit, good for you. Fuck yeah. You never have to feel the struggle. Damn. Must be nice. I'm not even jealous. Fuck yeah. Or you started at the bottom and you work your way up. That's okay. I earned my shit. Whether stolen or not, I always make up for it as best I can.
Can I ask you to close it out?
Yeah. I am grateful for my struggles. Like I said with a smile, I'm grateful for my struggles because not everybody can handle it. Some people kill for it. Some people die over it. I live every day, whether it's coming or not, and I know it is. I'm grateful because it gives me a sense of hope for the better. It can't get no worse. And if it did, guess what? It's gonna fucking pass again. And it's gonna fucking pass again. And it's always gonna be like that. That's my repetition. I understand that now. It is what it is. One day I will get it together and it will be beautiful. And I can't wait to tell that story. I'll get there. I know I will. It's gonna be a minute, but I'll get there. That day would be the most beautiful day ever. I'll have the biggest smile. I just want to say thank you to all the people that fucked me up. I love myself today. I'm fucking awesome. It could be worse. Thank you.
Helps to talk, right?
Oh God, yes. My wife